Today's the 14th of May. We did leave the Ensenada Grande anchorage as the northerlies are supposed to calm down today. And we sat there, waited those out for the best that we had for the weather prediction ahead of time. And we will keep going. We usually see the winds around here by 10:30 pickup. So we'll see, because we're approaching that hour. It's about 9:38. About. Don't be specific, but 9:38. And a couple catamarans, a couple sailboats left the anchorage, a bunch of power boats still in there. The charter type and the private type. But it's been nice for the most part in there. The daytimes are wonderful. Nights got a little rolly with the winds. We've had winds up past 33 miles per hour registered. And I think yesterday the high was 22. But we sure do swing around. My anchor alarm that I set was really showing me just going everywhere in a circle. Everybody was doing the Grande waltz, but everybody had out plenty of scope and plenty of room. And I guess my whale is not going to come up and grace us with its presence. But anyway, we had just a really nice time there. We really liked it. Didn't even have to do any snorkeling to see some neat fish, starfish, some sponge-like coral. I forgot what you call that. It's not the colorful coral. It looks like the sponges. So you know what I'm talking about. If not, Google it. We can't Google anything, but you could. But we're out here, and there's quite a few boats out here today. We're still headed north, and they're headed north. A couple going south from the appearance of the sails. But the one thing we missed seeing the most in there was our turtles. But we got that whole that whole pod of the rays, and those were awesome. And those are on the video. But anyway, hoping to see some other sea life out here, and maybe find a spot that we can find some more good underwater shots. Loved exploring the cave that we found that we could get into, that was full of crabs that had red and yellow on their backs. And I'm going to have to Google to see what kind of crabs those are, because I don't really know. And I need to find out. So once I get back into cell service, I'm going to Google that. And if I can find it, I'll make a note of it, so when we post this video, I can put it in the comments below. But that cave was they were just covered with it. They were crawling on the roof of it, the walls of it, going through every crevice. They were just everywhere. It was really pretty cool. So anyway, that was probably the best anchorage place that we've been, as far as being able to see any sea life, any coral, any sort of beautiful fish, anything like that. So I give that a thumbs up. That's Ensenada Grande on Espiritu Santo. So if you're going to go that way, check it out. There's there's one big beach there, and then there is two smaller beaches. Of those two, one is larger than the other, and that's where we found the most activity with fish and things like that. So otherwise, for fishing, you didn't see much. Tiny little fish that run in a school. It looks just like a shadow going across the water, so you can't even really detect what those were. Some of the very long needle-nosed fish, long ones. But I really was hoping to find that darn whale out here again, but evidently he had better plans to travel somewhere else. So anyhow, it's a great day. It's sunny. The marine layer is dissipating, because before you couldn't even see those bluffs over there at all. There was so much marine layer. And now at least that's lifting. But it's very humid today. Very humid. So we'll see what that brings. That could change if we still have some northerlies. But for now, that's the way it looks today. So this mountain range is called the Grande Mountains, even though they are not that big. What are these called?
That's Isla San Jose.
This is Isla San Jose over here, and they're actually appear to be bigger.
Actually, I think they're called Gigantica.
These are Gigantica. Gigantica mountains. And you can see some of the trails for their goats. But we're coming up into this little town right in front of us, Everisto. Panga on your right. So this is Everisto. And the pangas come flying across here. But it's on the charts, there's no depth readings, but you just have to read your water and watch. Hopefully your Garmin or whatever you're using for your charts have got it figured out. We found a shoal. It's not marked in here. And so we'll see what else we can find if we can get in here. There is one other sailboat here, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so we've been here in Everisto for a little while. Jumped in the water, and oh my gosh, it felt so nice to cool off, because it is hot here. Just a little bit of breeze, but pangas seem to go over here quite a bit. I think that's kind of where they get their fuel, I'm not sure. And then there's nothing in between those areas. Then you start panning, and then you can see how the houses are on the hill here, and then they go over here. And then there's just a little bit more back here. And I'm going to go outside and do this. There. So you can come from this side, and we see that there's a ton of pangas that come in on this side. I'm going to move a couple things on deck here. That they come in and go over here and come out of here. You can see the one road going up that obviously takes you out of here. But then we're going to pan back around to where I started just a second ago. To over here. That's it to this town.
So here we are coming into the evening hours. It's almost 8 o'clock. Sun is going down. Town is going to sleep. Getting quiet. Getting quiet. Here's Azul. They were here when we came in. We anchored a little too close to them, so I had to move. And at the very far end of the bay, there's a restaurant. It's not mentioned in any of the guidebooks, but we're going to go try that tomorrow. See if we can find the Tienda grocery store. But tonight, you look way up there. Maybe you can see it. There's a full moon. It is just breathtakingly beautiful. In anticipation, came in a few hours before sunset. And the reason I found out about the restaurant is they took the dinghy and put across here, went into that little building, so I couldn't see it with the binoculars, so I got my camera out telephoto lens, took a picture, went and put it on my computer, and zoomed in and could see the signs. Restaurant. So that's pretty cool. The wind howled a little bit today, about 17 knots, not too bad. And tonight it is calming down beautifully. Just calming down beautifully. Very nice. So, we will be winding up tonight and hitting the sack ourselves a little bit. But it was a wonderful short trip today. Up from, where did we come from? Oh yeah, we were in Ensenada Grande on Isla Parida. And we bypassed the Isla San Francisco, came right on, we've been there twice, came on into San Everisto. Because we have not been here yet. And I'm glad we did. It's a very nice little bay, and we're looking forward to tomorrow, getting the dinghy down, taking it in, and go look around. So we'll give you a little bit more of that then.
So here you can pick a shell, paint it up, put your boat name on it, and give it to them, and they'll hang it up. They're all over, everywhere. That's the decor here. But it's Lupe, Sierras, and Maggie May. And we know a Maggie May boat back in Tacoma, Washington at Falls Harbor. So it's kind of a quaint little restaurant. They cook out back here. A few things on their grill out here. And they have more tables back there.
Another sign down there.
Pretty cool. We got them all on the little shades down there. Got the shelves down there.
Did you see that sign, huh?
Hmm?
Did you see that sign they have down there?
Wi-Fi. Barbarita tours. We haven't walked around here yet, so we'll figure out what all that is in a little bit. But this is Everisto. We have two boats in here. We had a blue sailboat in here last night, Agua, and us, and they left, and now we have another one, and then there was a big power boat over in that little bitty cove, and they left early this morning. It was a pretty rocky night. Well, actually, not the night. It started about 4:30-ish this morning to about 8. And they got some huts. Pretty cool. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 huts. Nice house up here. These are banyos. Freezers outside. So to the left of the restaurant is that very nice brick home. Has an orange water collector on the top of the roof. And then a few other little places. But those 3 kids on the beach walking, they come over to tell us goodbye. So sweet of them. May 16th, 2022. We're out here running through the San Jose Channel. So because there's islands over here on our starboard, islands over here on our port, this becomes a channel through here with little bitty anchorages, not protected with southeast winds, which is what we've had all morning. Pretty strong ones up until now. But we had two huge fishing vessels come flying by us, 28 knots. Is what one that had AIS shown, didn't answer his radio, and the other one didn't have it on. The third one we saw was the tender for one of the big boats. But they were both fishing vessels, both on the run. Made Rick almost think that they were running from something illegal. So we've slowed down to less than 4 knots throughout the fishing rod, and now Rick is watching the line to see. We're in 1,785 feet of water, doing less than 4 knots. We've got 7.8 knots of apparent wind. So we're just kind of moving along. I've got it in idle forward so I can still control the boat a little. But I thought I would give you a look at Captain Rick the fisherman. Okay, so we have arrived in Bahia de Torro. It's a little bitty bay, and we had a reef that's marked on our charts that's just back over here somewhere. Can't see it yet, but it's there. Got a little sailboat coming in. This little bitty anchorage looking over here is Gato, which is a little bit bigger. Pangas are there, and it looks like that guy we were talking about a little bit earlier that was beside us that wasn't answering his radio. He had his sails up. He's actually anchored right over there in Gato. We are by ourselves right now here in Torro, which is okay. We're only here for the night. We do have south winds. We'll see what they do for the night. We're hoping we're tucked in far enough. Could have probably went in a little farther, but Rick was afraid if we start drifting at night, if the winds pick up or don't, die down, that we'll be over that reef, wherever that is, because you can't see it here, and it's in here somewhere. Here's a look at our day as we leave Bahia de Torro up here in the Sea of Cortez. Rick's going to just tighten down the lines that hold the dinghy just a little bit more. They were a little on the loose side. But when we came in, we talked about 7 or 8 little white huts and a couple tents. This morning those were down, and they're all kayakers. They'd packed it all up, have it all back on their kayaks, and they are actually kayaking into the bay that we just came out of. I don't think you're going to be able to see them here on the video, but that's kind of interesting to see them. So they're avid kayakers, obviously, and the water is, interestingly enough, has a little bit of current. We have 4.1 knots of wind apparent. We're doing 6 knots, so really we have, that's 11. So we've got really no help. These are from the south, but the swells are what get you. And while it looks calm, it really is rolly. And last night was not, absolutely not a good night. we both stayed in the salon on the settee, so we were opposite direction of the way the swells were hitting the boat. Neither of us slept at all. I got about 2 hours of sleep at 5:30 this morning. I finally decided to go back and lay down on the bed and try to at least rest a little bit better. Rick stayed out in the salon, but it absolutely was not good. Was it? No. Not fun last night.
At least one of the top two rolliest lake anchorages. That had to have been in the top two. It was bad.
Yeah, bad. So if you're going to come into here with any kind of south wind, just know that Bahia del Torro and El Gato, which are just side by side, have no protection from the swell. And even with more wind, it got rough. I mean, you would swear we were out on the open ocean in 10, 12 foot waves. I mean, everything was moving. Even though it was secure, it was still moving. It was trying to get away. But we're underway. We're going to go to Agua Verde, and that should be a better anchorage and protection from the winds and the swells. We are definitely hoping, because we would like to at least be able to get the dinghy down and explore some, which is what we wanted to do here, but that was just not an option with the swells that were coming in. And at least get that down today. It's a 4-hour run, right? 4 hours?
Yes.
Yeah.
3.5, 4 hours.
3.5 to 4, yeah. So I just say 4-hour run. And that should give us time to get the dinghy down this afternoon, go ashore if we can, check it out, stretch our legs, and maybe get some rest before shit happens tonight. If it's gonna happen. So, anyway, here's the look. Okay, so we have a fish on, and looks like it's another bonita. So we got a fellow cruiser out here that we've spent some time with in, let's see, Chamala, I think it was. Yeah, Chamala. This is Crystal Seas. They just came out of Agua Verde. We're going into Agua Verde. And Yodio is over there, and we've been around where they've been, but this is Crystal Seas coming up here. So just wanted to give a shout out, and Rick's going to try to get some pictures of them. And just, you know, it's kind of cool to run into people you know up here. So here we are getting ready to come into Agua Verde. We yielded to Yodio, who's under sail going before us, which is protocol. We are not under sail, we are under power. We have to yield to them. So we've let him get in there, and we're just out here kind of hanging a little bit just so he can get in. But here's a look as we're coming into Agua Verde. Okay, go! Go! Jump! Dang it, turn around. The kids here are all hanging out on Foreigner, and they're jumping off the whisker pole into the water, so we're trying to hang out and catch another one of them. Yeah, this is Baja Race Line. Ton of guys. They're gonna have a race out to this guy.
So here is the restaurante. So they have all kinds of stuff here. Looks like fishing. They got campsites. You can buy fish. You can park your RVs. You can camp. Have restrooms out back. I'm assuming that you can use the restrooms if you eat here. And it's a popular place, as you can see. There's a bunches of dinghies out here.
Keep walking while you're doing it.
And there, Yodi-yo! Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we'll both be heading out tomorrow. So we're on our way to the tienda right now, see if they have any beer, because we're out of beer.
We have to get I think they want you over there. We need to go to the tienda first.
No, just in case there's only one 6-pack.
So over here is another little anchorage area that we're going to just go check it out. Yodi-yo is using the dinghy ahead of it. Well, I guess it's a dinghy. It's kind of like a pontoon type dinghy, which makes it a little bit easier, she said, to get in and out of. But there's 4 boats in here, so we wanted to just see what was over here. And this is the other craggy shore in this side of, I think this one's the North or South Bay? I think this one is the South Bay. So this is the other shoreline. Not a very big bay. Got a little bit of a nice beach. Not very big. So half moon size, as they all are in here. So good morning, everybody. It is the 19th of May, and we were getting ready to depart, and one of our fellow cruisers here, Captain Music, always does the, well, he doesn't always do it, but the majority of the time he'll do a weather update according to his, which model is it? European model, sorry. He uses his European model for the weather prediction, and it's blowing pretty good in here this morning, which is odd coming out of the south like this, but we are predicted to have 30-knot winds this afternoon and tomorrow. So we have decided, rather than bash south into this and go to an anchorage that is very, very rolly, the westerlies are going to pick up, and that would mean it would be just as bad, if not worse, than what we had before. So we may sit here just for another day or so, see what the weather is going to be doing, and move forward from there. So, you know, you have to have fluidity in your life, according to our good friends Rob and Kanani. Sand covered him. Whoop. There's his tail. just everywhere in here. The dolphins. Did you find any more? So they went down. So there's one just playing here. There's a couple right here. It's gonna be hard to get them because they're not close enough. There they are. They're coming in. See them now? How cool. I love it. Where'd he go? Yeah. Which way? He was heading out?
I wish I had my harmonica. I've been hearing that people who play harmonica can bring the cetaceans closer.
There he is.
And I have never heard that until just a little while ago.
That is so cool. I mean, he's just...
Yeah, my harmonica is packed up in the
Here he is again.
Good with it?
Oh my gosh, we could do this all day, right?